Officially created in May of 1981, the GCC, also known as the Gulf Cooperation Council, is an economical union created between 6 countries in the Middle East. Due to geographical location, political similarity, religion, and beliefs, the GCC has been created to facilitate trade and diplomacy between the countries. To also ensure a democratic well-being, the presidents of the council changes yearly.
The main characteristics of the GCC are that it contains some of the fastest growing economies in the world, mostly due to oil and gas. In 2005, they have agreed to a single monetary currency, which means that their exchange rates are fixed to each other. They create a geographical location with sea and air connections, which have facilitate trade.
First way of increasing the trade volume of the GCC is by reducing the non-tariff barriers. Some organizations try to reduce tariff barriers by making free trade agreements, while non-tariff barriers usually include a lot of unjust rules and complex regulations. Though the GCC has several regional free trade agreement deals, collective trade agreements have progressed slowly, and there are still a lot of non-tariff barriers involved, which can be a huge conundrum for the international trade.
The second way how to increase GCC's trade volume is by diversifying economies and focusing on different types of exports. Currently, all GCC member countries focus on oil and gas, which stops them from being diverse and not allowing them to trade between each other. Therefore, GCC member countries should focus on different types of raw materials, such as metals or solar energy, so they can trade between each other and still sustain 0% interest rate.
Lastly, higher levels of forward integration into global value chains characterized by greater shares of imported foreign value added and used in production of exports can bring more regional trade into the GCC. The GCC's main imports currently are manufactured goods and electronics, which both come from China. So a way that the GCC could increase intra-trade would be to use their raw materials, which they are exporting in hugely, and use them to create the manufactured good within the GCC. Therefore, they can also trade within the GCC, which would higher the overall value of that region. In the next decades to come, the GCC will focus more on renewable energy. Their current focus is oil and gas, as mentioned before, but as there's a lack of supply in electricity in all the countries, they want to focus more on renewable energy to make sure that this problem is targeted.